Ram has just thrown a massive curveball at the entire auto industry, and it's something nobody saw coming. The CEO has officially revealed a brand new pickup truck with a shockingly low starting price of just $30,000. And this move has instantly put competitors like Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and even Tesla on edge. Pickup trucks have been getting more and more expensive over the years, with many models now crossing the $50,000 and even $70,000 mark, leaving budget-conscious buyers frustrated. But Ram just flipped the table by proving that affordability doesn't have to mean sacrificing toughness, utility, or even modern tech. This $30,000 truck is not only aiming at the everyday working-class driver, but is also setting the stage for a full-blown pricing war in the truck market. From the first look, the design of this new Ram truck shows that it's not cutting corners. Bold styling, muscular proportions, and a rugged stance make it feel every bit like a proper Ram. But what's shocking is how much value Ram has managed to pack into this price point. Reports suggest the truck will come with a capable standard engine, impressive towing capacity for its class, and features that would normally be reserved for higher trims. Inside, the cabin doesn't feel cheap or bare bones like older entry-level pickups. Instead, it brings a modern interior with updated tech features, user-friendly controls, and even safety systems that are becoming essential in today's market. It's clear Ram isn't just making a stripped-down work truck. It's creating an affordable pickup that can appeal to both blue-collar workers and first-time truck buyers alike. What really surprised the competition, though, is Ram's strategy here. By dropping a truck at this price point, they're targeting a massive gap in the market that's been ignored for years. Brands like Ford and Chevy have been chasing luxury trims and high profit margins, but in doing so, they've priced out millions of potential buyers. Now Ram is swooping in to capture that audience with a truck that balances cost, capability, and reliability. And make no mistake, this isn't just about selling trucks. It's about reshaping the narrative of what a pickup should cost in 2026 and beyond. If this model succeeds, rivals will be forced to react, and we could see an industry-wide shift back toward affordability, something truck buyers have been demanding for years. Under the hood, Ram isn't holding back either. Early details reveal that this $30,000 pickup won't just be a city cruiser. It's built to handle real work. The base engine is expected to be a durable four-cylinder with enough torque to manage daily hauling, while optional upgrades could include a V6 for those who need extra muscle. Ram has also hinted at a mild hybrid option, which would give buyers better fuel efficiency without losing the toughness that trucks are known for. The towing numbers are already making waves, with reports suggesting it can pull well over 7,000 pounds, something unheard of at this price point. And with payload capacity sitting comfortably above what compact trucks can offer, Ram is clearly targeting buyers who need true performance without breaking the bank. The performance aspect isn't just about raw power, it's also about smart engineering. Ram has integrated features like an advanced suspension setup that promises a smoother ride, whether you're on the highway or hitting rough work sites. There are even talks of offering all-wheel drive versions, which could make this truck even more versatile for people living in colder climates or working in off-road conditions. Competitors like Ford's Maverick and Chevy's Colorado suddenly don't look as appealing when Ram is offering similar, if not better numbers at a much lower price. And let's not forget, Ram has a history of producing trucks that last, which is going to be a major selling point for buyers who want both affordability and reliability. Now, the reactions from the competition have been nothing short of tense. Instead of pushing luxury trims or limited editions, Ram is going straight for the heart of the market, the everyday truck buyer who needs a dependable vehicle for work, family, and weekend adventures. Early leaks suggest Ram will highlight not just the low entry price, but also the value buyers are getting, with standard features that competitors usually charge extra for. This includes advanced driver assist technologies, a decent-sized infotainment system with smartphone connectivity, and practical storage solutions inside the cabin. By positioning the truck as both affordable and smartly equipped, Ram is effectively saying, you don't need to spend $50,000 to get a reliable modern truck. Ford, which recently put so much emphasis on its Maverick and the electrified F-150 Lightning, suddenly faces a new rival that undercuts them on price while still delivering the essentials truck buyers want. Chevy, with its Silverado lineup creeping higher in cost each year, is going to have a hard time justifying why buyers should spend thousands more when Ram is giving them the basics plus more for less. And Toyota, known for its reliability crowned with the Tacoma, is being forced into a position where it may have to rethink its pricing strategy, especially since Ram is daring to give the public exactly what Toyota hasn't, an affordable new truck at a time when prices are crushing buyers. Ram's marketing strategy with this truck is just as aggressive as its pricing. Step inside, and the surprises keep coming. Unlike older entry-level pickups that felt stripped down and bare, this Ram is expected to deliver a cabin that feels comfortable and well-designed. Durable yet stylish materials will dominate the interior, striking a balance between work-ready toughness and family-friendly comfort. Reports hint at an intuitive infotainment screen, physical buttons for essential controls, and plenty of USB ports and charging options to keep devices powered on the go. Even the seating is expected to get a boost, with supportive cushions and clever storage underneath. And for those who thought a $30,000 truck would mean no modern luxuries, Ram seems ready to challenge that assumption with available upgrades like a larger touchscreen, premium audio system, and even heated seats. Features unheard of in this price segment just a few years ago. The industry-wide ripple effect of this reveal cannot be overstated. Automakers have spent years pushing trucks into the luxury territory, making them status symbols as much as workhorses. But this move from Ram slams the brakes on that trend. Suddenly, affordability and practicality are back in the spotlight, and every competitor is going to feel the pressure. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and even newcomers like Tesla with their Cybertruck all now have to rethink their approach. Because once buyers realize they can get a capable, reliable truck for $30,000, the justification for spending nearly double on a competitor's model starts to crumble. If Ram's gamble pays off, we could be looking at the start of a full-blown price war in the pickup market. For years, truck prices have climbed higher and higher, with automakers focusing on profit-heavy trims rather than affordability. But this $30,000 Ram throws that entire strategy into question. If buyers start flocking to dealerships for this truck, Ford, Chevy, and Toyota won't be able to sit back. They'll be forced to respond with lower prices or stripped-down models of their own. That's the kind of market shakeup that doesn't just affect trucks, but the entire auto industry. When one brand rewrites the rules of pricing, others either adapt or risk losing massive chunks of their customer base. And then there's Tesla, whose Cybertruck was supposed to be the great disruptor. But with its pricing creeping way higher than originally promised, the Cybertruck is suddenly looking like a niche luxury toy instead of a mainstream workhorse. Ram's $30,000 truck exposes Tesla's biggest flaw: overpromising affordability but under-delivering. If this Ram gains traction, Tesla may be forced to accelerate development of a truly affordable EV truck, but given their cost structure, that's easier said than done. In short, every major player now has to rethink their strategy because Ram just made affordability the center of the conversation again. If a price war does break out, the biggest winners by far will be the consumers. For years, buyers have been watching helplessly as truck prices climbed into luxury territory, with even so-called base models costing more than many families could afford. But now, Ram has cracked the door wide open, and if Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and others are forced to follow, buyers could finally see a return to realistic pricing. Imagine walking into a dealership and having multiple $30,000, $35,000 options from different brands, all competing for your attention. That competition would drive not only lower prices, but also better standard features, more incentives, and stronger financing deals. For the first time in a long time, the balance of power could shift back into the hands of the buyers. The ripple effects could reshape the industry permanently. Automakers that have relied on luxury trims and profit-heavy models might be forced to adjust their strategies, cutting excess fluff and focusing again on what truck buyers actually need: durability, towing power, and reliability at an attainable price. This could mean a new era where trucks aren't just status symbols but practical, affordable vehicles for the masses again. And then there's the question of how this shakes up the battle between full-size trucks and compact models. In recent years, smaller trucks like the Ford Maverick and Hyundai Santa Cruz have carved out a niche by offering lower prices and better fuel efficiency, but now Ram has blurred the lines. By offering a full-size feel at a compact truck price, they're essentially daring buyers to skip the smaller models altogether. Why settle for less capability when you can get the real deal for the same money? If this shift takes hold, it could force other automakers to rethink their compact strategies entirely, either by lowering prices dramatically or by adding features that make them stand out in ways Ram's truck doesn't. Rivals are now scrambling behind the scenes because Ram just flipped the script in a way nobody was prepared for. Ford, for example, has leaned heavily on the Maverick to dominate the affordable truck space. But at around the mid-$20,000s, the Maverick is still considered more of a compact lifestyle vehicle than a true workhorse. Ram's $30,000 entry essentially closes that gap and makes Ford's Maverick look limited in comparison. To fight back, Ford might have to either slash Maverick prices further or reintroduce a budget-friendly version of the Ranger that can compete directly on capability. Both options would eat into their profit margins, but they may have no choice if they want to keep their foothold. Chevy faces an even bigger challenge. The Silverado and Colorado have been marching steadily upmarket, with base models that are often more expensive and less value-packed than what Ram is now promising. For Chevy to respond, they'd need to go back to the drawing board and strip down one of their trucks into a truly entry-level version. But that risks alienating customers who already see Chevy as a more premium offering in the truck market. It's a lose-lose unless they can pull off the impossible, match Ram's price without cutting into quality. That's the kind of pressure that creates major boardroom battles, and Chevy now finds itself stuck in the middle of one. Toyota, meanwhile, has long owned the reputation for reliability with the Tacoma. But here's the issue. The Tacoma has gotten more expensive year after year, and Toyota hasn't bothered offering a true budget-friendly option in a long time. With Ram now grabbing headlines as the affordable alternative, Toyota risks looking out of touch with truck buyers. Sure, they can bank on their reliability image, but in today's market, that might not be enough. If buyers can get solid reliability and save 10 grand in the process, Toyota could see its dominance in the mid-size segment challenged in ways it hasn't been in decades. On the flip side, competitors may face political and public backlash if they don't respond. If Ford, Chevy, or Toyota continue pushing 50,000-plusers trucks while Ram dominates headlines with affordability, they risk looking greedy and disconnected from reality. That perception could trigger policy discussions about auto pricing, subsidies, or even incentives for companies that prioritize affordability over luxury. Ram's single product decision might have opened a much bigger debate about the future of car pricing in America. Once the first test drives roll out, the media's reaction will be absolutely critical. On paper, the $30,000 Ram already looks like a home run, but auto journalists and reviewers will be the ones to confirm whether it's truly a game-changer or just clever marketing. If the truck lives up to its promises, solid towing, a comfortable ride, and a modern cabin at this unheard-of price point, the headlines will write themselves. Reviewers will call it the truck that finally brings sanity back to pricing, and that kind of positive buzz can turbocharge sales. But if it falls short, if the interior feels too cheap, the engine underwhelms, or the build quality disappoints, the narrative could flip overnight. That's the risk Ram is taking, and why this launch is under such a microscope. The labor and political ripple effects of this $30,000 Ram truck could be just as massive as the market ones. Automakers have been under constant pressure from unions and workers to justify skyrocketing vehicle prices while wages and job security lag behind. By launching a truck that's both affordable and built in America, Ram is suddenly shifting the narrative. It's not just about trucks anymore. It's about jobs, wages, and whether the U.S. auto industry can still deliver value to the average family. This move could even influence upcoming labor negotiations, as unions point to Ram's success and demand that other automakers stop prioritizing luxury margins over accessibility and workforce stability. Factories, too, will feel the impact. A high-volume, affordable truck means Ram will need to keep assembly lines running at full tilt, possibly even expanding production or reopening shuttered plants. That spells more jobs for American workers at a time when the industry has been shrinking in certain sectors due to EV transitions and outsourcing. Politicians are bound to notice this as well. With elections on the horizon, expect leaders to hold up Ram's move as proof that the American auto industry can serve working-class buyers again. It's the kind of headline that resonates far beyond car enthusiasts. It speaks directly to the broader economic frustrations of millions of voters. Public opinion will also play a decisive role. Truck buyers are loyal, but they're also vocal, and word of mouth carries enormous weight in this segment. If early buyers feel they got more than their money's worth, they'll become walking advertisements, posting reviews, videos, and social media updates that amplify the hype. But if customers feel misled, those same platforms could spread negativity faster than any marketing campaign can counter. Ram knows this, which is why insiders suggest they're investing heavily in quality control to make sure the first wave of buyers becomes a wave of advocates, not critics. And it's not just about performance, it's about perception. For years, the conversation around trucks has been dominated by luxury interiors, high-tech features, and massive price tags. This Ram flips that story, and the media will frame it as a culture shift as much as a product launch. Expect reviewers to compare it not only to direct rivals but to the entire history of truck pricing, pointing out how rare it is for an automaker to actually reverse the trend of rising costs. That kind of framing could elevate this truck from just another model launch to a symbol of what the industry could and should be doing for buyers. Ram's next moves will be just as important as this initial shock to the system. Industry insiders are already speculating that if the $30,000 pickup takes off, Ram could double down by expanding this affordability-first strategy into future models. Imagine a lineup where not just one truck, but multiple Ram options fall into realistic price ranges, covering compact, mid-size, and full-size categories. That would put immense pressure on rivals who have leaned heavily on premium trims for profits. It could even push Ram into becoming the go-to brand for budget-conscious buyers, essentially claiming an identity as the value leader in trucks while still delivering ruggedness and capability. And don't forget the EV angle. Ram has been working on electrification plans, and this launch could influence how they roll out their electric or hybrid trucks. Instead of chasing the $60,000, $80,000 price tags that Tesla, Rivian, and Ford have set, Ram might carve out a completely different lane by offering an affordable hybrid or entry-level EV truck. If they can bring that same $30,000, $35,000 mindset to electrification, it would be a complete game changer, because no one else in the EV space is thinking that way. It wouldn't just disrupt the traditional truck market, it could rewrite the future of electric vehicles entirely, making them accessible to the everyday worker instead of just high-income buyers. Affordability could very well become Ram's signature brand identity moving forward. Toyota became synonymous with reliability and Ford with dominance. Ram might become the name people think of when they want a no-nonsense truck at a fair price. That kind of identity shift doesn't just sell vehicles, it creates generational loyalty. Internationally, this $30,000 Ram could be the springboard for something much bigger than just a US sales surge. Pickup trucks aren't just popular in America. They're staples in regions like South America, the Middle East, Africa, and parts of Asia where rugged utility is a necessity, not a luxury. The problem is, in many of these regions, affordable options are dominated by Toyota Hilux, Ford Ranger, and other global workhorses that have built reputations for durability. If Ram can deliver comparable toughness at a lower price point, it could undercut those long-standing leaders and carve out serious market share overseas. Emerging markets in particular could be goldmines for this strategy. In countries where $50,000 trucks are out of reach for the majority of buyers, an affordable Ram suddenly becomes the truck that small businesses, farmers, and everyday workers can realistically afford. And unlike some of its competitors, Ram has the advantage of positioning itself as fresh and bold, unburdened by decades of entrenched pricing strategies. If they decide to localize production or assembly in those regions, it could also help lower costs further while creating jobs. A double win that boosts both sales and brand loyalty abroad. Even in developed markets outside the US, this truck could shake things up. In Europe, where trucks are usually seen as niche, a competitively priced Ram could challenge SUVs as the go-to choice for families and workers needing utility. In Australia, where the Hilux and Ranger dominate, Ram could finally break through with an offering that delivers the same muscle at a wallet-friendly figure.